Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. This Wednesday, we are going to discuss Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's the beautiful instruction how to overcome the weaknesses about the spiritual life. So that he will be telling today, and we'll be reading from the English page 865 and Bengali page 935. Now let us begin with this mantra. Tabo kathamritam tapta jivanam kubibhiriritam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatam bhuvi grinanti e bhurida janaha. This here we were studying that Master Mahashaya, he is giving the description how at Shampukur, where Sri Ramakrishna is staying for his treatment, and a very famous doctor, Dr. Sharkar, he has come to treat the Sri Ramakrishna, but slowly, he has become a devotee, and he was a scientific person, and he used to love in a different way. Not that he never believed in God, but he wanted to know by clearly understanding what actually God and how to realize it, what happened after realization, and all this. As because the modern scientific mind always search for that. So always the devotees like the Girish Chandra Ghosh and others, they used to contradict, and there will be a great debate. And Sri Ramakrishna sometimes quietly listened to the debate or sometimes intervene, rectify them. But he was very much interested in transforming Dr. Sarkar's mind. Religion is nothing but understanding. We are divine. That is there should not be any doubt. We are divine. Now the question is, why we can't understand our divinity? Because of ignorance. And what is this ignorance? How to remove this ignorance? These are the discussion and the practices also. A man who likes to understand the religion, of course Hinduism, they have developed 4 paths according to the temperament of the personality. A person may be a very contemplative person, for him or her meditation. A very active type of person is a karma yoga, the selfless work. And third is a very emotional person, bhakti yoga. And very discriminative type, a scientific mind, for him, jnana yoga. But for everyone there is a path. The first thing you have to understand, shall we go for God? That is the first question. If I am happy with this life, just I see all around me, people are taking birth and then growing up, living for some time, then dying, again birth, again living, again death. This circle is going on and I am happy with it. Then for you, religion is not necessary. Just continue. And if you are following the rules of the land, then there will be no problem for you. You can survive. But the question is, those who like to go beyond this circle, and in Sanskrit they call it, that particular person, mumukshu. Mumukshu, a person who is desirous of liberation. Liberation from what? From bondage. What is that bondage? Desire. What is the desire? Worldly. Anything that belongs to the world. And that desire that binds, and to satisfy your desire, you have to perform some work generating result. You have to go according to the result of the work, good or bad. So it goes on, suffering, enjoyment, suffering, enjoyment. So you take different type of birth, sometimes animal, bird, reptiles, trees, and then come back to human life. It goes on. So those who like to go out of it, for them this Panchama Veda, for them this gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, for them this spiritual discussion. So very limited type of people, the Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kaschit Jatati Siddhaye. Bhagavan Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, very correctly he mentioned, majority of the people, they are satisfied with that. A little joy they get, a little appreciation from the society they get, they are very happy. And by that way they live, and then one day they die again with the desire, they come back to life and goes on. But friends, those who are sincere, they have understood the folly of this worldly life, then they will say, I don't like this life. Then you have to take a side. You have to go to someone who will teach you how to fight against the tremendous attraction of the senses and sense objects. This is a tremendous thing, because we are fighting against the nature. We have a good nature and a bad nature. We have a holy nature and we have a devilish nature. We have a nature to learn God and to become free. Another nature is there within me, within us, to drag us down to the worldly things and to live in that way. And who is this playing? Vedanta call it Maya. This Maya, that is covering our knowledge. Now, for that, we need someone who can guide us. Fortunately, in this modern time, we have God, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He was born in 1836, passed 1886. Within this period, he practiced the religion and he showed how to take your mind out of the pull of these 5 organs. 5 objects are there, you have to take out these 5 organs and then concentrate your mind on a particular thing that is God, which is purity. Then in the beginning it is a great struggle, but at the end it is a great joy, it is a great happiness, an eternal happiness. And for happiness only we are surviving. Everything that we do it for happiness only. We like to become this, we like to become that, we like to acquire this, that, only for the happiness. So how we will get eternal happiness? Now, that is the thing that we are slowly getting some instructions from Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. We read the last time in last Wednesday, Bhagavan said, God cannot be realized without childlike faith. Now this is the first thing, first step, faith, childlike faith. And we know that story that we discussed, that a boy who joined in a school, but that he had to pass through a jungle. Then he wanted his mother to accompany him to cross that jungle area. Then she told, there is your brother, Madhusudhan Dada is there, and with a great faith, because mother told, there must be someone who is Madhusudhan, and he is older than me, so he is my Dada. In Bengali, Dada means elder brother. So I can go. And he went and called Madhusudhan Dada, and truly the God, the Sri Krishna, who is also known as Madhusudana. So he came and accompanied him, and every day the boy used to go to his school, and in the morning the God will be with him chit-chatting, giving him sometime fruits, and then at the time of coming back also accompanying him. So the child had no doubt at all that he is Madhusudhan Dada, but never knew that he is God. That ignorance was there. But because of the faith, he realized God, he saw God. I cannot say realized, he saw God. So that is called childlike faith. When the scriptures say that God is there, Brahman is there, something eternal is there, and no question. Why? Because the rishis have said, and these rishis are very holy type of people. So we will discuss about that again. These rishis or munis or the gurus, so they realized it in their own life. Then that they have the recorded, and then they gave it to the next generation, to their children, to the students. So he was telling that we need a childlike faith. If I don't have the faith that there is God and He is the source of all joy and happiness, He will give me the eternal life, so how should I and how can I pursue for realizing? So obviously that I should have to have faith. As because I have not realized it, I have not seen Him, I have not talked to Him, I didn't touch Him, so how to believe? Faith in the words of the scripture and Guru. So that's why Adi Shankaracharya, the great teacher, he said, Shastreshu Guru Vakyeshu Satya Buddhi Avadharanam Sa Shraddha. Now, faith is a Shraddha here. Shraddha is a complete faith. No doubt at all. That is called Shraddha. And when a person is having the Shraddha, it is no doubt that he will surely achieve that ultimate thing. He will surely reach to the goal, because that tremendous faith will guide. So that is called the faith. Sri Ramakrishna said that. Then all discussion is going on, and doctor then told to the devotees, he is making a little funny and is not that way very serious, but just listening to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And now, as is his own, his nature, he is having some fun with the devotees. It is not right, however, to make the cow yield milk by feeding her all sorts of things. One of my cows was fed that way. I drank its milk, and the result was that I became seriously ill. At first, I was at a loss to know the cause. After much inquiry, I found out that the cow had been given the wrong things to eat. I was in a great fix. I had to go to Lucknow for a change to get rid of illness. I spent 12,000 rupees. And all the assembled there, the devotees, they laughed loudly. So he was just telling in a, so what is this actually he meant? The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said faith. Just the above, the paragraph, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, God cannot be realized without childlike faith. After hearing that, the doctor commenting in this way, why? Because you are suggesting in such a strong way that I may not digest it. That is his point. So in a different way, he wanted to say that. The devotees, some of them they understood, some of them they thought it is a very funny word, but the cow was fed something, and then the doctor drank that milk of that cow, Then he developed some disease. He had to go somewhere else to cure his disease, etc. So it was a fun for them. But Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was very sincere and serious. He wanted to bring home that idea that it is faith. Then they said, it is very difficult always to find out the precise relationship between the cause and effect. Doctor is mentioning the cause and the effect. It is the faith, realization of the God, and because of that happiness, the doctor said it is a cause and effect. So he is trying to understand in his own way, because he is always trying to understand things by judging it in a scientific way. If this is this, the result should be this. Then now you are suggesting something, it goes into my head, maybe according to that I am seeing things. So naturally it is very, very rational. But Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning something else from the core. If you don't have the faith, you cannot take any even single step towards God. So you need, but he is not understanding. It's a very difficult. A child of 7 months in a wealthy family had an attack of whooping cough. I was called in for consultation. Even after much effort, I could not find out the cause of the illness. At last I learned that the child had been given the milk of a cow that had been drenched in the rain. And everybody laughed. Now the cow was in the rain, and because of that, this child who drank the milk and having the calf, so the cause and effect, it doesn't go in that way, but he was making little fun in that. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said to the devotees, how strange. It is like saying that a man has an acid stomach because he passed in his couch under a tamarind tree. All laughed. Sri Ramakrishna made that a little light. So he was in his car and he passed under the tree, the tamarind tree, and that is the reason he developed that disease. So everybody was laughing. Doctor with a smile, let me tell you another. The captain of a ship had a bad headache. After consultation, the doctors of the boat had a blister applied on the side of the boat. So all laughed. Now after this, Sri Ramakrishna, so this is a real guru, a real teacher. Doctor is not understanding. He is taking it very lightly. He is thinking that usually the religious people, they are suggesting, and that suggestion goes into the mind, and we start thinking in that way, and obviously we think, oh, I am seeing God, I am hearing His voice, and all that. Now, he is making in that way. But Sri Ramakrishna, he joined in that, but again came back to that point, what he wanted to tell. Now here, he mentioned a very important thing for the spiritual life. We heard that he said faith is necessary for the realization of God. Now, after hearing doctor, he is mentioning another thing. What is that? He said that to the doctor, for the seekers of God, the constant company of holy men is necessary. For seekers of God, if you are not interested in God, you don't like to realize God, as I was telling in the beginning, you need not to bother about it. You need not to read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. In fact, any religious book, you live in your own way. So many millionaires, billionaires, they are living. And they don't care about God. But past life they did some good work. They don't understand that, realize that. But in this life, they are having that lot of money and wealth and social status, social acceptances, so they're enjoying the life. And religion and the truth is nothing for them. It is for them. But those who are the seekers of God, that's why every word that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used is very important. He is mentioning for the seekers of God, not for all people. Only those who are genuinely trying to understand God, realize God, go beyond the bondage of birth and death, for them. The constant company of holy men is necessary. It's not once in a while I went to a person and heard his discourse, then came back and I never ever went to that. Now that won't help. Because you have to understand everything of the religion, and that is about your own real nature, which is covered under many different things. The first and foremost, very hard cover, very difficult to break, is the ego. The ego, that is covering our mind, and we don't know how to break that, because we survive in our ego, though we do not know what is this ego. When I say I, we always mention this body, which is constantly changing. Is it not foolishness to point to that thing which is constantly changing as I? Who is this body? What is this body? Which is constantly changing. Mind constantly changing. Which mind you are indicating? You are not knowingly indicating to the truth, which is Atman, which is the self, which is behind the mind and the body and everything. Unknowingly you are indicating, but thinking that this is, and that is called Maya, that is called ignorance, and that is called ego, and that is the cause of all suffering. Suffering for the person who is having the ego, and suffering for the people who are living around him or her. So this is the point. Here, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, the disease of the worldly people has become chronic, as it were. They should carry out the instruction of the holy men. What will they gain by merely listening to their advice? They must not only take the prescribed medicine, but also follow a strict diet. Diet is important. Why diet? Diet means practice. The practice is very, very important. The holy people means who? Now, I was just going through some of our ancient scriptures, like Kularna Tantra. This is a very famous book of Tantra. Tantra, another branch of Hinduism that we know. So we are having 3 golden paths, the royal path that leads to God. One is Vedanta, second is Tantra, and third is Bhakti, the Vaishnavism as they call it. The Kularna Tantra, it says, Satam Sango hi Bheshajam. Bheshaja is, in those days, from the roots only, from the creepers, from the leaves, they used to make the medicine. Now it is also. So they used to do in that way. That Satam Sanga. Now you have a disease, and disease of ignorance, disease of your ego, disease of constant suffering, but going on harping on that and again suffering. Sometimes they say there is nothing to eat. So the unfortunate, the camels, they will go and bite the thorny bushes. And when they are biting, because of the strong, that they are blood is coming out from their jaws and from the mouth itself. But even then they are going on chewing that. The thorns are pricking in their gum, but still they are going on. So that is the way the samsaris, they live. A huge property, multi-billionaire. But the son is not normal. His child is not normal. Look at the suffering. What is going to do with that money? How much he can eat himself? But still, they will never ever share their excess money for the development of the weaker section, poor section of the society. No, they won't do that. Why? Ignorance. What is that ignorance? Ego. What is that ego? It is my money. It is my wealth. But what they want appreciation. They want all the praises. If they go and help the poor people, downtrodden people, they will make him God. They will make his images and worship. But no, they will never think in that way. So this is called ignorance. They like to enjoy only themselves and not others. And for the spiritual life, this ignorance will be identified by some people who have realized it. And why we can't do that? Because we are under the spell of that. We see the same thing the others are seeing. Oh, now it is some difficulties there. Maybe if I meet that person, I will get a job. Then I can earn some money. Maybe this business if I do, I will get some extra money. We go on hoping against hope and try to get some that way and try to live. Normal living is nothing wrong, but when it goes into our psyche and we go on pursuing for the happiness from this worldly life, we suffer. If you go and see the movies, if you read the books, the stories, you'll see the same, the picture is depicted over there. Look around our society, you will see the younger people, just for the happiness. They go to the bar, they go on drinking, then the smoking, then they become addicted, then ultimately they suffer and sometimes they die on the street, not knowing actually what wrong they did. Where they missed the point? Understanding. They want happiness, nothing wrong in it. Because happiness is in our nature. We are born from happiness. So obviously we are the source of happiness. We have to go back to the source. And the source is God. Not knowing that, we turn our mind to the worldly things and we think by drinking I will get happy. Every evening he is drinking. Every morning he is suffering. But no, he won't learn. And he go down and down into that, and ultimately one day a terrible suffering comes. So it is having all around us. And if we don't learn from it, it's very unfortunate. Then for the guidance, where we will go? Holy company, holy people. And who are the holy people? Those who are free from any desire. Themselves, they don't have any desire. But they are full of love. And because of the love, which knows no boundary, they go out to help people. Whoever turn to them, come to them. How? By guiding them, giving them the right knowledge. To go beyond the suffering of the worldly life, the desire, satam sango hi veshadam. The medicine is the holy company. Now to cure what? Impure tendencies. It's called vasana. In Sanskrit, it's called vasana. Impure tendencies. What are the impure tendencies? Ajnana, sudhanakara dhana ahamkara shalini. Ajnana sudhanakara dhana ahamkara. That is the wealth and ego. Wealth and ego, these are the two. This is called the impure tendencies. When you have the wealth and you have the ego, you think you can do anything. Sometimes the rich people's children also, they will be driving car and they don't know how to drive. And it's a very costly car, it's a sports car perhaps, it needs the speed, but the streets are not for that. But wrongly they will kill the poor people who are not having any place. So they are lying on the sidewalk. They kill them. Why? And no punishment. They know, no, my father is very influential person. We have a lot of money, we can. So by that way they are going on thinking, but they have forgotten the cause and effect. The wrong thing that they are doing, maybe they will escape from the law because of some reason, but there is Jagannath Prabhu. He is not having the eyelid. He is constantly watching. In his record, it is recorded. Your karma phala, again you will suffer. But that is a different topic. Here, this dhana and ahamkara shalini, so what happens then? What is wrong with it? It's a punajjanmakari prakta malina vasana buddhaihi. In Sanskrit, the difficulty, they put in such a way you have to place in correct way to get the meaning. Prokta, who prokta? They said, who buddhaihi. What is the Buddha? Buddha is the intellect. So those who are having perfect intellect, that means the rishis, the munis, the gurus, the holy people, so they, buddhai, they are telling this prokta. What? This malina vasana, the impure desire. What is the impure desire? Desire to enjoy the worldly objects. Then what is the result? Punajjanmakari. Again, janmakari, you will take birth. So desire, which is impure, and if you try to fulfill that, the result will be you have to take birth again. Now again, if you like to take that birth and like to go in the circle, no problem, go ahead. But if you have understood, but why? Life after life I am suffering. So I should not go. For you, this is the teaching. Punajjanmakari, so I should not go into that. Then how we can get rid of this impure vasana? Who can help me? The impure desires, impure vasanas. And what is the impure vasana? Tulsidas ji says, it is the Sadhu Sanga. Tata, Swarga, Apavarga Sukha Dhariya Tula, Eka Ang. Tulana Tahi Sakala Mili Jo Sukha Labha Satsanga. Now he is giving an example. Suppose the joy or happiness of the heaven and whatever you are having in this world, if you put on one side of the balance, the scale, and put the holy company on the other, the holy company will be heavier. So why he is mentioning in this way? Because the holy company is always, always, always good for you. And it is eternally good. Not that only that moment. That holy company will give you a great knowledge, inspiration, from where you can completely go beyond that. So this holy company. Tata Swarga Apavarga Sukha Dhariya Tula Eka Anga. Oh dear. Tata means oh dear, particularly when the children, so the elderly people, they used to call them as Tata. So, Tata, oh dear, if you weigh happiness of heaven and all other happinesses of the world, and then happiness of the holy company, Sadhu Sanga, the Sadhu Sanga, the holy company, will be heavier. And to give that the importance of holy company. So we have to have the holy company. And whom I will understand is a holy person. Now the Kularna Tantra, then Shankaracharya, and I'll be giving you the quotation from that. The Kularna Tantra, again it says, Satsangascha Vivekascha Nirmalam Nayanadayam. Satsanga and Viveka. Now holy company, only holy company won't do. You have to have your own discriminative power too. Now the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, God realization is the only goal of human life. And that will give you eternal joy, eternal happiness, eternal peace. Now that is the idea, that's satsanga, the holy company. And how? Then he said, first you go to a holy company, learn from him, then go to a secluded place and go on thinking, brooding over that. Then you take the decision finally, and then prayer. So these steps he is telling. But who is going to practice it? I, you. So if we are not doing that, that is why he said that first is Sadhu Sanga cha and when external help is coming from the holy company. Reading a very nice book is a holy company. And then Vivekascha, but at the same time you should have to have a right understanding too. Your mind should be clear. You should understand that how to understand this. So that Viveka, if you are understanding, then that is called that both the eyes are clear. Nirmala Nayanadayam. The two eyes, both the eyes are so wonderful, and that will give you the true sight. But Jasya Nasti, unfortunately, if one is not having that, Nara, that person, Andha. So Andha, he is truly blind. The physically blind is not blind. Blind is he who is not understanding that this world is purely temporary. To get little power, get little money, get little social thing. I should not cheat others. I should not tell lies. They don't understand that. They will constantly do that to get their own benefit. And they are thinking they are so smart people. They are actually foolish. They don't know how they are bringing their own suffering, maybe in this life, maybe after life. But they are going to suffer. But if the work is bad, the result will be bad for sure. So these two company is necessary. What? First, from outside, holy company. Second, from inside, from my side, Viveka. Whenever we hear, immediately we should go on discussing inside, oh, this is correct, I must follow this. And if these two are not there, if these two are absent, then oh, that poor person is the blind person. Katham na pada margaha. He is not going to reach anywhere. Now the Shankaracharya gives in his question answer way, who is a monk? Who is the holy company? Who is a pure person? Ke santi santaha? He is asking. Then he himself is giving. Who is a holy person? Akhila bita ragaha. Very clear. Raga means desire. Akhila, completely. Bita, gone, desire. The one from whose mind all desires vanished. No desire at all. Can there be any person like that? Yes, we are fortunate. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. No, friends, as because I am in the Ramakrishna mission monk, I am telling again and again Sri Ramakrishna, not like that. If you read the biography of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, you will find now and then he is saying, I like to meet that person. I like to eat that thing. I like to drink a glass of water. Do you know why? To bring down his mind, he is creating some desire. Think of it. Whole mind of ours are full of so many desires. But Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was Akhila Bita Raga. Akhila is a great word. There is no desire at all, completely. Bita, gone, vanished, cleared. Raga, desire. There is no desire at all. Just if we close our eyes and try to imagine that we are not having any desire, think of it. So many varieties of desires are all there. And we do not know when we will be able to get rid of those desires. But he is a true sadhu, holy person, whose mind is completely free from desire. Just wearing the geruva and growing the beard or the matted hair or nicely, no, that is not the thing. And I studied in this university, that university, and then again I have become a monk, and people are, oh my God, look at it. He was a great scholar, still he has become a monk. It has no value at all. No value at all. Whether my father was a rich man, my father was a great officer, and my father was a king, it doesn't matter at all. It is very, very subjective. When we have to find out a holy person, we have to be very, very choosy. If we go for his words, there are many people, those who can really, because of the command over the language, put the thing in such a way as if they know everything. No. You have to see his life, his behavior, his character. Is he free from desire? You will find the name and that appreciation. That's a subtle desire haunting that person. He is not a holy person. He's trying to be holy. Good that he is bringing all these messages to the society, and he is studying and then in a nice way presenting to the society. We are thankful to him. But considering him or her as a holy person, no, it cannot be. Those who are studying and expounding Bhagavata and having a family, no, you cannot believe them, because they have a desire. So they cannot, they are teachers, they have studied the Bhagavata, they are explaining but when we talk about holy person according to the scale of Shankaracharya, no. Akhila Bita Ragaha, Apasta Moha. What is the moha? Moha means delusion. Then I see one thing in another way. That's called delusion. So when I do not understand, so I think, oh, this is like this is like that. This is called delusion. It's dangerous. Sometimes some people, they're self-hypnotized and they start thinking they're so holy that they can do whatever they like. So they slowly hypnotize themselves. This is the moha. And in that moha, in the delusion, they are actually doing much harm to the society and to themselves than helping. So moha, there is no moha at all. When someone told Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna Guru, he said, no, don't call me Guru. Even he. But that is his humbleness, just to teach us. Don't call me Guru. Guru is only God. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. These are the gurus. Completely a person who is taking the complete responsibility of the children. That is Baba. A great thing. It is not so easy. Just giving birth is not Baba. Taking the responsibility. So Sri Ramakrishna said, don't call me Baba. That means Baba means God, who can take the responsibility of others. So Ke Santi Santa, who is a holy person, Akhila Vita Ragaha, Apasta Moha, and then he is having Shiva Tatta Nishtha, firm decision in the existence of the Supreme Being. Maybe in Brahman, without form, the consciousness, okay, or maybe with form, the same consciousness taking some form as God, maybe Vishnu, maybe Shiva, maybe Kali. But Shiva Tatta Nishtha is not just intellectually going on telling, no. He is having the direct association with that Supreme Being. Then whatever he says are the truth. This is the Shankaracharya he mentioned. Guru Vasishtha, in a very simple way, he mentioned, because he was telling Sri Ramachandra. Guru Vasishtha himself was a great guru, but at the same time he mentioned to young Ramachandra, who was thinking to give up the hearth and home and to become a mendicant. But that was difficult, because Rama should become the king. And who is going to rule the country? So obviously his father Dasharatha was scared. He called his family guru. The guru came and he was arguing with Ramachandra. This is a beautiful book, the Guru Vasishtha, Yoga Vasishtha. So that Vasishtha and Ramachandra having the conversation, Rama studied and from the in his Guru Griha, then came back. Then he studied that this whole universe is nothing. And then why should I leave? What to become a king? That is only for the 2 days. That was in his mind. That's everything is true. But at the same time, Swadharma is also there. He thinking worldly things. Sometimes some people think the worldly things are also good. Why not? Sometimes the people, they come and they argue why Ramakrishna Mission Swamis should not be in the politics. They are good people. If they go to politics, it will be good for this country. But the Swamis are not for the temporary things. All this politics that we see, it will all change. Just go through the pages of the history. Where do you were? There's so many different type of problems came. One king is coming and attacking others, and so many things happen. We are all reading that. But society goes on in this way, just like a flow of river. But a monk's or a nun or a holy person's life is completely different. His resolution is completely different. Why? He has understood that whole world with all its multifarious things, but in our Hindu scripture, they have shortlisted the whole, this samsara they call, sammak sarati yasa samsara, constantly changing, that is samsara. And they have shortlisted nama rupa. The whole samsara is nothing but name and form. And when that is changing, why should I have to go for that? So they turned their mind inside, and they get the eternal happiness, eternal peace. Not they are going to live physically eternally. No, that is wrong. But their idea will live. The eternal life means the ideas they are living. So here we find lova, moha, rusham yasya, tonutanu dinam bhavet. They are becoming thinner and thinner and thinner every day from the person's life. Yatha shastra biharati. What is the shastra? Swadharma. Suppose you are a monk, you have to live as a monk. In the society, so many different type of problems comes and people are agitated. Next day it go it will calm down, and some other problem coming up. It goes on. Every time it is an excitement. And people are thinking, oh, if this become the ruler, then we'll be happy. Or suppose that comes and rules, that will be happy. Things goes on like that. But a monk or a nun or a holy person should not go into that, because their goal is God. And the God is eternal. And God is beyond all these things. So these are all the waves that you have to cross. And then to reach God. Yatha Shastra Biharati. If you are a householder, live like a householder. Householder has their own duties. If you are a holy person, a monk or a nun, you must have to live accordingly. Keeping constant touch with the family and the friends, and constantly living with them and thinking about them, you are not a monk. Maybe a good person. You don't cheat, you don't tell lies, that may be, but you are a moral good person. Monk is monk. They'll never ever keep any touch with all this. And if they are having, they have not dropped from the sky, they are from the society. So whatever association they are having, they may be having, but no attachment for them. I am constantly crying for and thinking I am doing a great job. No, I am not. I am attached. Sometimes some people give the example of Swami Vivekananda taking care of his brothers and the mother. Of course, but you become Vivekananda. The Vivekananda sat for meditation. He was covered by the mosquitoes. And the Girish Chandra Ghosh looked at Vivekananda, thought that he is covered with a black blanket. So many millions of mosquitoes biting. Vivekananda never could think that he has a body. Become like that, then you care about your family. Just giving an example, but just because it suits you, no, you should not. That is cheating. You are cheating yourself. You are not ready for the monk's life. The monk never cared for name. Going on dropping this was my father and this was my family and this was my education, this job I used to do, I left that. You are actually hankering for all those. You want appreciation from the society. No, it is not. So this is very, very, very difficult. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life, if we read, you will understand how difficult it was. So that is called Yatha Shastra Viharati. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's life, Yatha Shastra. He was an avatara. And this time he wanted to show something else. What is that? Happy family life. That is very, very essential. And that is why he married his own Shakti. People don't understand. The other day, I went to give a talk in some Wisconsin. One gentleman was asking, showing the picture of Ma Sharadamani Devi. Who is she? I told, he is the holy consort of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Thinking that he has not understood, I told he was the wife of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Oh, wife. And the way he said, as if his wife. He couldn't understand that. Because that is a completely different conception. It is a Shakti. And to understand that you need sadhana. That you need the spiritual practice. And for that you have to go to Sadhu, Sanga, the holy company. Those who have already practiced it, then only they can guide you. And he says, Sajjana. A Sajjana means a holy person. Lobha, moha, rusham yasya, tonutanu dinam bhavet, yata shastra viharati, swakarmasu sa sajjana. He is performing his own karma. What is that karma? Karma of a monk is a dharma palan, dharma shiksha. That is the monk's duty. Not that he used to go and rule the country and then this, that, nothing like that. It's all cheating. You are cheating yourself. No, you are not supposed to be there. It's all temporary things and you are not supposed to be. Just guide them. So, swakarmasu, what is the karma of a monk? We don't understand that even. So, I have to understand the holy person's karma action is that he should live a very high moral life, a spiritual life, life of unselfishness, a life of love, and that he should teach to the society. And that is called Sadhu Sanga. Lobha moha rusham yasya tanutanu dinam bhavet yata shastra biharati swa karmasu sa sajjana. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he mentioned, for the seekers of God, the constant company of holy men is necessary. Why? Why constant company? Because the present day world, the disease of worldly people, he mentioned worldly. Worldly means those who try to get the joy, the happiness from the worldly things. They think from here we will get the happiness. They suffer. It can never be because that is nothing. That is all false. Anyway, friends, so this we will conclude over here. For the seekers of God, the constant company of holy men is necessary. And he and she are the holy person, holy people, those who are not having any desire. Thank you.
So the first question is from Virendra Majumdar. He is asking, when will my Madhusudhan Dada come to me? Sometimes I feel he is very near to me, but I cannot find him. Shall I ever see him? No one else is with me.
See, as because you are feeling that he is near, that means you are lucky. At least that feeling is coming. So you must have to pray and call the Madhusudan Dada like the child of the story with great faith. Because the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said that you are there. God is there. And I have faith that God is there. Please come, please come, please come. And how you will know that when he is before you? Do you think he will come with the flute and stand before you that you, as you see the picture of Krishna like that? Maybe a humble person he will come and he will talk to you. Maybe a person in need will come. They are all Madhusudan Dadas. They are all that Krishna. And Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra Sarvam Cha Mai Pashyati. Remember, the Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he mentioned, one who can see me in every being. You have to be like that. Then only you will see the Madhusudan Dada. Pray to him. At least at the end of my life, please come and hold my hand. You will see he will never ever deviate from his word. He will come. Thank you.
Shomin Das is asking, after the battle of Kurukshetra and the end of the Drupara Yuga, Sri Krishna said that Kali Yuga will be in full forceful now. How can we stop Kali Yuga?
Oh no, we cannot stop the Kali Yuga because this is according to the Supreme Being wishes. It goes on. Again after the Kali Yuga, Satya Yuga will come. So according to one of our the holy book, it says the Brahmas one day is the 4 yugas. Satya, Treta, Dapar, Kali. When the from Satya to Kali ends, that is the daytime of a Brahma. Then, same way, Satya, Treta, Dapar, Kali, the night time of a Brahma. That is a one day of a Brahma. Like that, so many years of a Brahma is a kalpa. And after that only, again, so don't worry about that. You won't be able, that's why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, you have come to eat mango. If you try to count the figs and the leaves and who are the owners, you will lose time. Ultimately, you won't be able to eat mango. Our lifetime span is very short. So obviously, forget about all that. Have faith that God is there. I should cry for God, pray for God, and I will surely realize God. That will be the great thing in this life. Thank you.
There's a YouTube user SM. He's asking, as householders or students, we don't spend as much time during spiritual practices like japa meditation. So how does performing one's swadharma lead us to God and bhakti? Does sadhu sanga help?
See, nowadays you are really lucky. In the childhood days, we never saw anything that the big radio. Then came the transistor. It was something very miraculous for a transistor. But now you are having the whole world in your hand, and so many the discourses are going on. So listen to those discourses. That will be the sadhu sangha. Particularly if you don't have time to read directly, so you can listen to the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. So many monks, they are explaining. Whomever you like, listen to them. So that will be sadhu sangha. And then you pray within your mind. I don't have extra time to sit and pray for you, but whatever I do as a student or as a young man on searching for job or doing the job, that is my worship to you. Please accept it. That will be sufficient. Only remember that God is there and have that prayer for Him. That's all. You will see, result will surely come.
Srima Vishwas is asking, when will Kali Yuga end?
So Satya Yuga, again it will come. And you know that luckily Swami Vivekananda, he said, from the birth of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Satya Yuga started. Now the Kali Yuga is flowing. And Satya Yuga is trying to come up. So at that juncture, the darkness is much, very deep. When the sun is rising and still the night is there, the darkness is and then people also go in slumber. So look around the world. Everybody is trying to express their own ego, trying to hurt others, and even the holy people are telling lies and that. So obviously, different places, all the religions have gone in the hands of the egoistic people, and then the political people, and social media. Of course, this is the Kali Yuga. But you need not to bother about that. Why? Kali cannot touch two types of people. Sri Krishna, he said, if you go to a forest, Naimisharanya, you will be saved. He said to that rishis. What is Naimisharanya? Aranya means the forest. So why this? Because if you go on taking the name of God, Kali cannot touch you. If you are praying to God, Kali cannot touch you. Because it is within your mind. You are making your mind pure by repeating the holy name of God. How can Kali touch you? No. So take the name of God constantly. Thank you, friends. Thank you for your wonderful questions. And I always enjoy reading this Panchama Veda, because in a very simple way, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna gives the direct instructions. So let us say that take this mantra and then.
Many wishes for the happy Independence Day.
Okay.
Tomorrow is 15th August.
Or 15th August. Okay. But friends, I am sitting in America. This is the 4th of July. But anyway, I am Indian, born Indian. I really, really, really appreciate and pray to God. May India remain free from all the clutches. It has suffered a lot. She has suffered a lot. Now, the 15th August, they got the independence. Now, slowly moving towards and become the real country, which will be the ideal for all other societies and countries to follow. That is my prayer. And all good wishes on 15th August. Thank you. So let us pray and we conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidhyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namama. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.